Yep, good job.
So good. So good. Okay, so today I got to know Miss Daisy a little bit for our first session, and I was most curious about what she looked like when she was stressed and concerned, and what it looked like for her to start to gain some confidence and some curiosity. And the good news is that Miss Daisy is very ready to overcome her fear and anxiety. What she does not want to do once she has overcome her fear and anxiety is do anything. So I'm not sure if you can catch what she's doing on the camera right now. We have a sofa here in the comfort room, and she is hanging out with our friend Miss Alex, who is shadowing me today. She is all about Daisy is all about physical affection. That's one of her biggest motivators. And that's actually true for a lot of golden retrievers that I work with. They learn very quickly that physical affection is the easiest reward to get, and the cookies are what owners make them work for. So they tend to ease into the physical affection and do as little work as possible in exchange for the snuggles and the scritches. And that can make it very difficult to encourage them to try new things when they know that the scritches and the love are going to come for the easy things, like laying and being comfortable on a sofa. So what I made a point of doing with Miss Daisy today is working on engagement. What that means is anytime she chose to focus on me and give me her eye contact, I used a marker. The marker I like to use is YEP, Y-E-P. It's short and sweet, and it really helps draw home the idea for the dog that a cookie is coming for the behavior that they just performed. So in this case, when I'm focusing on engagement, the only behavior I want from her is eye contact. And that was really hard for her at first, especially when we were working in particularly noisy spaces where we had a dryer running or maybe some doors were opening and closing. It was really hard for her to choose to look at me and not try to find where every single noise was happening. Now though, yep, good girl, I can issue a marker pretty often because she knows that I am the source of yummy treats, and so she's willing to at least check in with me. Daisy. Yep, you silly goose. Uh-huh. So she is not displaying any signs of fear or anxiety at this moment, except for the occasional stress yawn that she'll kind of throw out. And the reason why she's stress yawning right now is because she knows I'm asking her to do more than what she wants to do at this moment. She wants to just lay here and snuggle up, and I'm asking her to get up and explore the space a little bit. But she's tired. This is our last session. So I'm going to show you the other skills that we worked on, and hopefully she'll get a little more involved. I'm going to keep her on leash here. The next skill I'm going to show you, we actually practiced off-leash, and I encourage you to do it off-leash at home because you're going to be indoors. I know you're going to have to work. Oh, it's terrible. Daisy. Yep. I know. I'm going to give you some tough love. I know, there's a friend. There's a friend. Come on, Daisy. Come on. So this is another indication that Daisy has learned that laying and being still is the easiest way to get reinforcement. Right now, what she's demonstrating is what we call avoidant behavior. I would not call it fear because her ears are forward, her eyes are soft. She has a nice slow pant, and there's no shiver present. But she is trying her best to not get off this sofa because she has been reinforced for hanging out there for a little while. So I'm going to try and encourage some curiosity by throwing some cookies on the floor here. And then I'm going to step away a little bit. Daisy girl! Daisy! Yep. So you might have noticed that the panting stopped. She's got her mouth closed. There's the panting again. And she's trying to do whatever she can to indicate to us that the snuggles is what she would prefer. The snuggles are what's more motivating for her. I know. We're going to meet in the middle here because she doesn't want to get up. But I am going to ask her to touch my hand. Yep. Good girl. So a hand target is a very simple behavior. Right here, baby. That's it. Yep. That you can start building with her that can then chain together into a lot more intricate maneuvers as she starts to gain confidence in herself and starts to learn what is and is not going to work for her when it comes to getting reinforced. Oh, you're so stubborn. You're such a stubborn little lady. If I give you pets, and then come over here. Yeah, you thinking about it? Come on. I know. You can do it. Yep, good girl. Good job. So, when you're working with her at home, keep in mind that physical affection is her highest value reinforcement. This is true for a lot of Goldens, even more than the cookies, even more than the toys. They love hands-on attention. So you want to get her to work for that hands-on attention. That means that she has to be willing to move to you, to receive it. If you're going to her to give her the love, then she's not learning anything except that you get to do the work and she just has to lay there and look cute. From this movement and this willingness to explore, you can start to introduce low-level distractions. Yep, good girl. And then use your marker when she chooses to focus on you and move towards you in the face of those low-level distractions. One example is that right now we have some colleagues talking outside and moving around outside. And she did kind of check in with that noise. She looked over to the door where the noises were happening. And I waited for her to check back in with me. Oh, full body shake. That's good too. Yep, and move towards me before I used my YEP marker, and offered her affection once she got over here, along with some cookies. Yes, good girl. So, a hand target, very good, is a low-level exercise that can help build confidence. It also introduces a nice recall behavior, which is something that I noticed she's kind of struggling with. And when you're working with an anxious dog that gets nervous very easily and might startle at loud noises or sudden changes, you need to have a reliable recall. So we built our hand target a little bit. You can also use that hand target to build loose leash movement. No, ma'am, I'm sorry, the work's not quite done yet. I know. And that loose leash movement is just gonna look like your hand target at your left hip. And as long as she's moving with that hand target and not trying to jump onto the sofa again, you silly goose. I know, it's right there. She can get some rewards. Good girl. And some cookies and some scritches. The last thing we worked on today in the midst of our low-level distractions and noises and change in environment was name recognition. This is another kind of introduction to recall behavior where you want Daisy, to respond to her name reliably. That's another thing that I saw was a bit challenging for her. She is very ready to respond to like kissing noises or little baby sounds that you might make, but her actual name is not something she reacts to reliably. So you can introduce this as a concept, this name recognition, by starting with simple engagement, like we did, where you just mark any time she chooses to look at you. And then if she's looking away from you, if she seems distracted but still kind of nice and relaxed, Daisy. Daisy. Good girl. So you'll notice that I say her name and then follow it with those kissy noises that I know will get her back to me. And by chaining those two cues together, you're starting with an unfamiliar cue, her name, but then following it immediately with the more familiar kissy sound. You are helping her anticipate that her name, Daisy, Daisy. Good girl. I know that one was a little harder. You were sniffing around. Her name is going to be the thing that she needs to respond to and start reacting to and get her attention back on you, okay? So, how do we work on this at home? Well, when you are off leash with her, when you're just hanging out, relaxing, Try to encourage her to come to you to receive affection. All of this attention-seeking behavior that she's doing, it's her teaching you to do for her. And what we need to do is change that dialogue to, why don't you try something new for me, and then you can get the scritches. Daisy, yep, just like that. Good girl, very nice. Because new things are scary. New things are scary. But when you take the time to use the reliable motivators, physical affection, and cookies that she knows she enjoys, you can help her learn that new things don't always have to be scary, and we can start to build on these very simple name recognition, hand target skills to create some more complex confidence building exercises and build a nice, confident golden retriever friend, okay? Let me know if you have any questions about these exercises that we use. Our goal next week is going to be to practice our loose leash etiquette with a leash attached, and really drive home that hand target in multiple different environments. I wanted to focus on nice quiet spaces today because we're just getting to know each other, but we're gonna throw a couple more curveballs at her next week. Yes, ma'am. You did so good for me today, Miss Ma'am. I'm very proud of you. You're actually a very brave girl. Oh, I know, it's so tired.